All right, so we're going to look at Dave Ramsey's criticism of reverse mortgages, and we're going to knock them out one by one by one. Watch the dominoes fall. It's actually quite easy to do, frankly, because I don't know if he had even written this article, probably not, but his reasoning is suspect. I'm not going to show you the article because I don't want to be copywritten, but I'll put a link in the show notes for you to read yourself for sure. I just want to share with you, my man Mark had sent me a comment on this right quick. So anyway, real quick, here's Kate Burke's generally a bad idea unless you don't have any other option. I say state your case, and she doesn't. She just goes in there and just leaves bad idea. Why is it a bad idea? All right, so here's Mark. Last thought, I believe Dave says you would be better off just to take out a mortgage. A mortgage has a monthly payment, man. We're trying to get out of having the outside cash, the cash flow going out. We want to come in, not out. That's the whole point. Oh my goodness. Ben K is not a fan of reverse mortgages, but stop. Think, man, think. The whole point of the reverse mortgage is it stops the cash flow going out and it brings the cash flow coming in instead. And then Mark says, also Dave says something about the taxes at the end of the reverse mortgage coming due, and it results in a person not being able to stay in their home. He doesn't say that. I said taxes are due normally, no different than if you had no mortgage. And then Mark says, I can't remember what it was, but if something happens, blah, 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 blah. I said, come on, man. I said, maybe you ought to read what he said, know what he says specifically. Reverse mortgages never put somebody out. It's not paying property tax that puts somebody out. And I guarantee if you don't pay property taxes when you own your home, you will also be put out. So then I say, hold on a second. So logically, we can say paying off your own, paying off one's home puts you out. It's an embarrassing argument because reverse mortgages put you out. Paying off one's home put you out. Why? Because you didn't pay property tax. It's just stupid. The reverse mortgage didn't do it. Paying off your home didn't do it. So you're not paying property tax. And then right here, Mark says, go to DaveRamsey.com, and he had emailed me. That's what we're going to read. So Mark has read DaveRamsey.com. He hasn't heard the other side, and he's drinking the Kool-Aid. I get it. And look, I'm not here to bash the guy. I'm just here to tell you he's wrong, man. Does that mean you should? Oh, I want to show you something else here, too. My man, or my lady Seeley says, Bruce says a great plan. Doesn't matter to be employed before you retire to get this. No, because a mortgage requires debt to income levels. You can't have above. It used to be 38% and 28 to 30. Maybe it's 28 to 35. I can't remember. That's not an issue with a reverse mortgage because literally you're not paying it back while you're alive. I mean, it pays back. I mean, it's not free money, but at the end of the day, it's not a cash flow expense for you. So there's no DTI, debt to income levels. Money Man, who every now and again he'll put a video on here, talk or a comment on here, talk about some book on the power of zero. I'm not sure if that's his brother from another mother. It's an odd. It seems like every time it says read this book, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna. But anyway, he says just type in reverse mortgage scams and see all the videos. I can type in 401k scams to see all the videos, and it's just silly. And then here's Mark again. I believe Dave says a reverse mortgage is full of fees and higher interest rates. So there are fees and there are higher interest rates, which we're going to come back to that here for just a second. Let's see. Ben makes another kind of snide remark. Let's see. Okay, this is what this guy says. It's like slowly selling your home for half its value. It doesn't sound like a good deal to me, and I don't understand. That's right. So here's Benny says, and I said that doesn't make any sense. Benny says, you're living in your house and selling it. That's not the same thing as sell it for half the price. Benny, that is freaking spot on. That is the best. You're living here. You have a place to live. Remember, imputed income, my friends. Jeez Louise. And then David, he must be a guy who does reverse mortgages for a living because he says, without a doubt, this is the most video I've ever posted. I don't think that's true, but I get what he's saying. Right here, Seeley says, as soon as I hit 62 and I'm applying for a reverse mortgage, even if I never use any of the equity, I want the option to tap the funds for big expenses or to augment income, or in my opinion, if the stock market falls, you have another secondary source of income to tap into while the markets are getting killed. And I would even argue then you can defer Social Security as well. All right. My man Sergio says good stuff about reverse mortgages. And I say, how dare you say anything positive about them? Seems like there's some other, let's see. Oh, right here. This person, I would probably rather sell the house, invest, and rent the rest of my life. Because the fees on reverse mortgages are so high, I'm going to sell the house and rent. And I say I was being sarcastic. Because the fees are so high with a reverse mortgage, I'd rather sell, move, and buy something else. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm being sarcastic. All right. So let's read this from Dave Ramsey. It's just all right. So this is what is a reverse mortgage? And are they really great? No, they're actually major ripoffs, says Dave Ramsey. Let's take a closer look. The bank is literally lending you back the money you've already paid on your home while charging you interest at the same time. This makes no sense. You're putting yourself back in debt, deep debt. There are tons of fees on these, making it all the worse. But here's the hardest truth of these booby traps. If you die before you sold your home, those you leave behind are stuck with two options. They can either pay off the house, pay off the full reverse mortgage and all the interest that's piled up over the years, or surrender your house to the bank. It's not, or they can sell their house and just walk away. If there's any equity left over, they take it. Is there a chance there'd be some equity? Absolutely. Is it a high probability? I don't know. There's a pretty good chance, sure. So it might seem like a reverse mortgage is a helpful cash flow option for people in retirement, but these reverse mortgages put seniors and their heirs at financial risk. They absolutely do not do that at all. That's complete fabrication, that they don't put heirs at risk, and they certainly don't put you at risk. All right. If you qualify for a home equity conversion mortgage, reverse mortgage, you'll pay a hefty mortgage insurance premium that protects the lender, not you, against any losses. That's freaking not true. That's wrong. It doesn't. It does protect the lender. It protects you. It's a non-recourse loan. Well, it actually protects your heirs. That means if you borrow, if your reverse mortgage grows to higher than the equity in your value of your home, your heirs can walk away. That's the mortgage insurance premium. It does protect you because it protects your heirs. That is a freaking bold-faced lie, man. It doesn't protect the bank and not you. It protects the bank and you. Oh, it drives me up the wall. All right. To qualify for a reverse mortgage, you must be at least 62, have equity in your home, have this house as your primary residence, owe zero federal debts, and have the cash flow to continue to pay property taxes, HOA fees, insurance, maintenance, and other home expense. Okay. They make it sound like that's a big deal. Well, if you're in your home, you're going to have the cash flow to pay that anyway. All right. Here's the thing that friggin' ticks me off, too. Before you go sign on the papers on the reverse mortgage, check out these 4 major advantages. It's not really a lifeline. You might be thinking taking a reverse mortgage because you feel confident against borrowing from your home. But, let's see, let me go back to this. But, all right, hold on just a second. Right here. But you will have but he says you have $100 in the bank. The bank only gives you $60 and they charge you interest on that $60 from the $40 they keep. Yeah, that's true. So you got $100 in the bank. The bank is loaning you 60% of it. It's weird how they change the loaning terms here because they don't necessarily loan you 60%. It depends on how old you are. And then you're paying interest on that 60% from the equity you have left over. That's true. That's one. You don't have to do that. You can pay the interest out of pocket. Okay. So you say, I wouldn't take that deal from the bank. Why on earth would you want to do with a house you spent decades paying a mortgage on? Because I'm still living there? Because it's still giving me what I need, first and foremost, human needs, shelter? All right, you'll owe fees, lots of fees. Lenders can charge up 2% of a home's value of an origination fee paid up front. That's as much as $4,000 for a $200,000 home. That's true. The origination fee, negotiable. But yeah, you're going to pay something as an origination fee. So going back to Mark, take a mortgage against your house instead of a reverse mortgage? What, there's no origination fees on mortgages? Closing costs on a reverse mortgage are much like those for a regular mortgage and include things like appraisals, credit checks, and processing fees. You're not going to get that on a regular mortgage? I didn't know that because I see my closing costs. They're freaking through the roof, man. Servicing fees are another monthly expense. All right, I mean, that's minimal, but let's just say it's $50 a month. All right, whatever. So before you know it, you're sucked out of thousands from your reverse mortgage before you even see the first dime. All right, so you're paying 2% origination fee. All right, but you're also paying the mortgage insurance premium, which, hold on a second, how much is that again? Straight up from the HUD, Housing and Urban Development. So let's go down to mortgage insurance premiums. All right, so you're paying a, right there. The initial mortgage insurance premium would be 2% of the entire of your home, your home's value. Not how much you're borrowing, your home's value, which is a reason why you want to take the home equity line of credit or the reverse mortgage line of credit earlier if you're not intending on drawing from it, because the earlier you take it, presumably the less it'll cost, or mortgage insurance premium, because it's 2% of the entirety of the value of your home. If your home is worth $200,000 today, and we'll say $300,000 in 10 years, if it's worth $200,000 today, it's going to cost you $4,000 as an MIP. If you wait till you're 70, it's going to cost you $6,000 because it's worth $300,000. It's 2% of the total value of your home. All right, so initial mortgage insurance premium, that's what protects you because it gives you a non-recourse payment, i.e. you will never owe more than what it's worth. You can walk away. Or your heirs. Over the life loan, you'll be charged an annual 0.5% mortgage insurance premium as well. All right, so that goes on top of the interest rates. All right, so then they talk about the origination fee. A lender can charge a greater of $2,500 or 2%. All right, so the lender has some ability to put some fees on there. Okay, I mean, if you have a mortgage, if you've ever bought a house, you know how origination fees work, man. So that shouldn't be shocking to you. Servicing fee, lenders may charge no more than $30 a month. All right, so there you go. Those are the fees right there. All right, borrower requirements: 62 years, own the property outright. Occupy, or as a down pay or paid down a considerable amount, occupy the property as your primary residence. You can't be delinquent on any other debt. Have financial resources to make timely payments of other things as property taxes, and you got to participate in a HUD approved HECM counselor. All right, so that's good. All right, so we talk about the fees. So let's just say you have origination fee of $2,000. You got mortgage insurance premium of $2,000 on a $200,000 home. It's going to cost you 0.5% a year, which is on the amount you borrow. I can't remember if it's a 0.5% on the total amount, or is it just the amount that's financed? I can't remember. Mortgage insurance premiums of the outstanding mortgage balance. So again, that 0.5%, if you don't owe anything on it, you don't pay it. It's only on the outstanding mortgage balance. All right. So here's the funny thing is, and since a reverse mortgage is only letting you tap into a percentage of the value of your home anyway, what happens when you reach that limit? The money stops. Oh, does it now? Does it? Does the money stop? So let's see what a 10-year payment is. Not a 10-year, a tenure. Like a professor, tenure. All right, so we're going to go down here. This is Investopedia. I've never heard that the money stops with a 10-year. 10-year, a reverse mortgage. The plans with the least risk of running out of money are the 10-year. As long as a borrower keeps with the homeowner's insurance, taxes, and home repairs, you will get paid. 10-year payments have an adjustable interest rate and provide equal monthly payments for life as long as at least one the borrower still lives in the home as their primary residence. So let's go back to payments. And let's see if we got 10-year. Equal monthly payments as long as one borrower lives and continues to occupy the house as principal residence. Doesn't say anything about the money running out. So I don't know where they get. That's a scare tactic I've never seen. All right. So then we're going to go on to a case study he has, which will drop here. Hold on a second. Dave's article has your home value at $200,000. You're going to get a $100,000 lump sum off your reverse mortgage. You're going to get a 5% reverse mortgage interest rate. You're 62 years old. Hopefully a bell is going off here because there's some significant errors already here. And if you're going to make this error on this, you obviously don't know what the hell you're talking about. You live for your 25 years. All right. So Dave, here's what I got right here. So basically Dave's saying you got a $200,000 home. You're going to get $100,000 lump sum. You're going to get a 5% interest rate. You're going to live, you're 62 years now, and you're going to live for your 25 years. And so at the end of when this guy is exhausted, you will have paid, you'll have accumulated $238,000 of interest, $238,000, on top of the $100,000 you borrowed. And so your debt will be worth $338,000. So this is what Dave is saying. All right, so you got $238,000 of accumulated interest plus $100,000 you borrowed. Your total debt is $338,000. All right, in of itself, that's freaking stupid, and the reason is because you can't borrow 50% of your home equity conversion mortgage at 62 years old. So that's rookie league stuff. The max you can do is 41%. So the max lump sum you could get is $83,000, Dave. So that's just rookie league crap. Now you can still make the same argument if you wait till I get all that, but you can't get 62 at 62. You can't get 50%. That's wrong. It's wrong. All right, let's even go back to it again. Let's say you could, just for simplicity. That just freaking infuriates me. All right, so that $200,000. All right, we'll just say you got 5%. That rate might be a little bit on the high end, low end. I frankly don't care. We're going to use that rate. I wish I had black. What is my black thing here? We got green and blue. Let's try blue. All right, so let's use $200,000. So we know in this case you're going to owe $338,000. All right, and again, that's wrong numbers. Your house is worth $200,000. All right, so here's your house value. Here's your debt in 25 years. All right, so your house is appreciating, is it not? So let's just say a 3% appreciation. We take our trusty calculator. All right, we go 3% is our interest rate. Our house will be worth $418,000 in 25 years. All right, so if we got 3% appreciation, we got 5% mortgage, our house will still be worth $80,000 more than the mortgage. So your kids sell the house and they get $80,000, probably less than that with closing costs, $60,000. All right, let's say you got 2%. Let's say your house appreciated 2%. All right, 2%. Boink. So 2% appreciation. We go over here, a trusted calculator. We say 2%. Our house is worth $328. All right, so we take the amount we owe, $338, the amount we own, $328, and the kids walk away. They say, here you go, bank, take it. So in this case, it's upside down. It matters not because it's a non-recourse loan. The kids don't owe any more than what. I mean, they literally don't. They don't need to do anything. If there's no equity in there for them, they just walk away. So turn over the bank. What if you only got 1% interest rate? All right, 1%. Because you live in some crappy place. Oops, oh man, that's not what I want. 25 and 1%. There we go. Oops. 1% interest rate, 25 and the house is worth $256. And so again, they owe more on the house than it's worth. They're upside down. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So the point being is, all right, the worst case scenario is that your kids don't get any inheritance. But if you got 3%, they're going to make an extra $60,000, and you had a place to live, tax free. You don't need the income in which to pay for rent or mortgage. Thus, you don't need the taxes in which to generate that income have to be paid, i.e., either through FICA or through income taxes or a combination thereof. Again, it's imputed income. It's just freaking crazy. What else did he say in this thing? I guess that's pretty much it. Yeah, so just lots of, it's just idiotic, man. I look, you don't have to do it, my goodness. But the idea that you're going to sell your house instead, the idea that you're going to borrow against it, let's see what Wade's website is telling us you're going to get on that guy. A 10-year payment. I don't think his is up to date. I don't think. Let's see what he's looking at. When's the rates? I'm not sure when those rates are. I wish they'd update these. There's another, from 2019. There's another website I use, but I worry about being copywritten. So anyway, in this case, you would get, as a 10-year payment, you would get $433 a month. All right, so you got $433 a month. Again, we're using Dave's bad numbers versus, so it's going to be worst case on both sides. You're only getting 42%. Dave says you're borrowing 50%. You're not. So we're going to use $433 a month for 25 years. That's 360 was 25 times 12, 280, 300. So 300 times 433, you're going to take out $130,000. So in that case, you took out $130,000 of income, $433 a month for the 25 years. That's $130,000. Your house is worth $30,000 less than what the value is. or what the loan is, well, you're still ahead because you borrowed $130,000 against it, and of whatever the equity is in there, it's still worth more. The current equity plus the amount you borrowed is still worth more than the house, the debt, I should say. I think it's ludicrous, these arguments. They're just bad, and I'm not sure if they're done in bad faith. I kind of think I don't want to say that, but I find it interesting too. Buy a house with an agent who serves, not sells. On every single article page, there's a link to the guy they use for mortgages, and then there's a little sales pitch at the very end, which says, hold on just a second, right here. I didn't like this at all. Before you make any decisions, you should speak with an expert who knows the ins and outs of everything to do with mortgages. Our trusted friends at Churchill Mortgage will equip you with the right decision. Yeah. All right. Hope this helps. Challenge the naysayers on reverse mortgages. I will do another video to show from a cash flow perspective how good it works too if you can delay taking Social Security. There's just no debate. All right. We'll see you guys.